The boy who became a phenomenon. Before you judge me for what you've heard, watch until the end. Only then will you understand how a boy who just wanted to sing and dance ended up becoming the most famous and most misunderstood man in the world. You'll discover things you may have never imagined about me. I was born on August 29, 1958 in Gary, Indiana, United States. I was the seventh of 9 children. Our house was small, simple, cramped, and always full of music. My father, Joseph, was a strict man. He believed discipline was the only way to pull us out of poverty. When he saw talent, he shaped it. When he saw weakness, he cut it off. I never received an I love you from him, but I got lessons that took me to the top of the world. At age 5, I was already singing with my brothers in the group that would become the Jackson 5. At 6, I was performing in nightclubs, surrounded by smoke, adults, and laughter. By 10, I was already a known name with the Motown label, and soon our songs would top the charts. I Want You Back, ABC, The Love You Save. My face was on magazine covers, but my soul lived an interrupted childhood. The stage was my world, and the audience my only source of affection. Behind the spotlight, there was loneliness. I grew up under the lights, applauded by millions, but always feeling like something was missing, the chance to just be a child. The beginning of the transformation. When I started my solo career, it felt like I could finally breathe. But with artistic freedom came comparisons, pressure, and the obsession with perfectionism. The world wanted a new Michael. I wanted to discover who I really was. In 1979, I released Off the Wall. It was my creative liberation. Quincy Jones entered my life as a guide, a genius. Together, we made magic. Songs like Don't Stop Till You Get Enough and Rock With You showed I was no longer just the ex-Jackson 5. I was a complete artist, but something inside me still hurt. The voice of the child who never played still echoed. It was around that time I started changing my appearance. The nose, the hair, the skin. Many said I wanted to be white, but the truth ran deeper. I had vitiligo, a disease that slowly took the pigment from my skin. Each white spot in the mirror reminded me I was changing, even without wanting to. I began using heavy makeup to hide what I couldn't accept myself. The media, relentless, mocked me. No one wanted to know the truth, only to judge. Meanwhile, I kept composing, dancing, creating. My soul was a studio in constant motion. I was about to create something that would change the history of music forever. Thriller, The Glory and the Golden Prison. In 1982, Thriller was released. I knew it was special, but no one imagined it would become the best-selling album of all time. Every song was a masterpiece, every video, a spectacle. With Beat It, Billy Zhang, and the iconic Thriller, we broke racial barriers on MTV and forever changed what it meant to be a pop artist. I won Grammys, broke records, earned statues, money, and mansions. But I lost something essential: freedom. I could no longer walk on the street, go to the movies, or play in the park. If I appeared in public, I caused hysteria. Security guards became an extension of my body, masks, part of my routine. I created Neverland Ranch as a refuge, a private amusement park. A world where I could finally live the childhood I never had. Many called it eccentricity. Few understood it was my cry for help, and even with all the success, I still felt empty. I climbed on stage for thousands, but came down to silent rooms. I smiled for the cameras, but cried between shows. Thriller made me the king of pop, but it also locked me in a prison made of fame, loneliness, and expectation. The weight of image and media persecution. Fame has a price, and for me, it was high. Every step I took, the world judged. If I wore something different, it was madness. If I changed something on my face, it was vanity. If I kept to myself, it was arrogance. The media began to build a character that wasn't me. A weird Michael, invented and distorted. They made up stories about hyperbaric chambers, elephant man bones, pet chimpanzees. I didn't need to do anything. They created narratives for me. And the worst part is, people believed it. The truth became irrelevant. At the same time, my emotional health deteriorated. I had trouble sleeping, started using medication to relax. It wasn't addiction, it was escape. The only place I still felt alive was on stage. But even there, I no longer danced with the same lightness. I kept creating bad, dangerous history, songs about injustice, love, war, peace. But many didn't hear the message, they only wanted the spectacle. No one wanted to know how my heart was doing. They only wanted to know what my next eccentricity would be. The accusations that changed everything. In 1993, my life became a nightmare. I was accused of sexually abusing a minor. I, who had always defended children, who saw in them the purity that was stolen from me, was treated like a monster. The media destroyed me. I was judged publicly before any investigation took place. My physical and emotional health collapsed. I had to cancel tour, lost weight, fell into depression. It wasn't just an attack on my image. It was an attack on my soul. I cried every night. I didn't understand why they were doing that to me. We reached a legal settlement, not because of guilt, but to protect my health and my family. But the doubt remained, and doubt, to the public, weighs more than proof. Years later, in 2005, I was put on trial again. I spent months in court being analyzed, dissected, humiliated. And in the end, I was acquitted of all charges, but the damage was already done. The wound never healed. People kept looking at me with suspicion. And I, increasingly reclusive, kept trying to find meaning in it all. The search for redemption, even after everything I went through. I never stopped loving music. It was through it that I found myself. Even when the world turned its back on me, I kept creating. I was preparing a triumphant comeback with the This Is It tour. I rehearsed for hours every day. I cared about every detail. I wanted to prove there was still fire inside me. Meanwhile, my children became my new center. Prince, Paris, and Blanket gave me a reason to keep going. I wanted to protect them from the world that had destroyed me. I wanted them to have a real childhood full of love and freedom. I did everything I could to be the father I never had, but my body was no longer the same. The physical pain increased, so did the pressure. I started using stronger medication to sleep and endure the intense rehearsals. I gave myself to the pursuit of perfection, as I always had. But my body, silently, was crying for help. Music was my redemption. I just wanted to sing once more. Dance once more. Hear the applause. Feel that there was still love. And, above all, show the world who I really was, beyond scandals and distortions. The end and the legacy no one can erase. On June 25, 2009, the world stopped, and I left. A medication overdose ended my journey on Earth. I died while rehearsing to live again on stage. There was no final applause, only silence, as always happened after my shows. My death shocked the planet, but it also revealed something, the love that still existed. Millions of people took to the streets, to social media, to public squares. They cried, danced, sang my songs. I realized that despite everything, my art had touched people's hearts. I was a man marked by controversy, judgment, and rumors. But I was also an artist who broke barriers, who fought for equality, who donated millions to humanitarian causes, who embraced music as a bridge between people. My legacy lives in the songs that still inspire generations, in the dance moves that influence performers, in the messages of peace, love, and healing. I was Michael Jackson, the boy, the man, the myth. And despite everything, I still believe that love is stronger than pain. And if this story moved you, just imagine how many more we're going to uncover here. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and turn on notifications. That way, you won't miss a single journey told by the very ones who lived it from beginning to end.